Good morning, my beautiful friends, and welcome. So good to be with you. Love you guys. Today we're going to talk about climax pause. And obviously it's a little clickbaity, but it's really what I want to talk about. I could have called it the crescendo pause, but I don't think I would have gotten any hits with that one. And I'm learning as I go along here that the title has a lot to do with it. But let's get right to it. Let's say you wake up one morning. You live in the mountains in California. You smell smoke. You look out the window and it's dark and cloudy and the smoke is surrounding your house and there are flames and you can feel the heat. It's electrified in the air. You're instantly alert. You wake up your kids, you wake up your wife or your husband or whatever, and you all gather downstairs and you look outside. You assess the situation. You gather everyone together, smooth-skinned and furry alike, and you assess the situation. You may have a little discussion about what you're going to do, and then what do? You pause. Everyone pauses, and you run. You get the heck out of there. You find your way through, and you get out to safety, you get to where you can breathe, whatever it takes to free you and your family. But I want to talk about that pause, and I think it's very, very important that we consciously use the pause in our life to basically electrify or calm down, because it does both in every part of our existence. I had all my children play violin or cello and were into the classical music when they were little. And one of the things that was, I don't necessarily like classical music when it's recorded, but when you're live in front of an orchestra or somebody that is really good at what they do, these people, even if they're not that good, if you have a good leader, it is amazing. But one of the most amazing things when you're listening is you'll be going along, you're into the rhythm, into the music, and it'll just stop at certain points. And there's that pause in which everything's quiet. And then, whoom, the music comes back in, right? And it builds up to a crescendo, and then, whoom, it's quiet again, right? In our lives, there are so many times when we can do that. If somebody says something to you that's really offensive, you can react immediately, or you can pause for just a second. You may not have time to even do a center breath, but you can think of a center breath. And then all of a sudden you're back in that moment. And you can make that moment one of the moments that you remember as good, or one of the moments you remember, man, I wish I wouldn't have done or said that. Driving down the road, same thing. If it's a good moment, you are a young person, you're attracted to somebody, and it builds and builds, and you talk, and there's this snapping, crackling energy between the two of you, and at some point you reach out and you touch hands. It is electrifying, but in that moment you are zapped there, and there's that pause right before you do it, and then really right after you do it, where your mind just shuts down at the joy of what's going on in your life. The same thing is true in all aspects of our lives. Say an Olympic athlete, they work and they work and they work and they work and work like crazy. They finally win the gold. If they get up on that stage and they accept the gold, and this is the highest moment in my life, and yes, I'm accomplished everything I want, but they had no thought about anything else, probably they're going to be pretty let down eventually. That's the focus of their life. But if you are conscious in these moments, and we make this climax pause, if you will, to where at those moments when that trophy is handed to that amazing human being that had all that discipline to do what they did, if they pause in that moment and go, this is amazing, I worked hard and I utilized everything that God has given me to get to this point, and I had help from all these people around me, and this is amazing, and I'm going to enjoy this moment, and I'm going to look forward to the next one afterwards. So that conscious pause to know where we are, know what we're doing. Obviously the climax part has a certain inference, and it's true even there. And I'll let you guys think about that on your own time. But there's something about pausing in the moments of great pleasure, or in great pain, or in great frustration. If we can take the climax pauses and utilize it to our best advantage, we can do amazing things. Terrifying times. You watch the news. I watch a lot of YouTube videos about finance, and some about politics, and some about social issues, and all these things are coming together, and there's these climaxes, and there are players that are wanting to, reduce the population. You got all these different things going on. But when you hear something, instead of reacting immediately, sometimes we have to react immediately, but pause and think, well, what could be behind that? what can I join this person in their journey, or do I want to join in stopping this person from their journey? I mean, there are so many times throughout life we just let things float by, float by, float by, float by. But we need to pause in these moments of challenge. Or if somebody you disagree with says something, pause and say, is there something in that I can learn? Or what can I learn about them that will help me understand them, right? Anyway, so I'm getting off topic. So incorporate the pause into your life. Let's pause and enjoy all the beauty. If you're at church this morning, it's a Sunday morning, I'm recording this, I'm getting ready to go on a hike with friends. Life is a journey of peaks and valleys all throughout. Whenever you get to a peak, pause and enjoy it, right? Whenever you get to a valley, pause and assess it. And hopefully we can move on together and create a new future. Independently successful people create group success futures. Every person needs to have a stake in the game. And everything we can do to improve our ability in this life to get our stake with the purpose of being secure so we can help other people, the world will get better. And I know a lot of people don't believe that, but I think it's possible. All right? I love you guys. All the love, all the power. And as I always like to say, until next time, you take care.